What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, today we're going to talk about financial deplatforming, what it means, what it is, and why we really need to be paying attention to it at this point. Hey, real quick, before we get into this video, just would like to remind everybody, store.tacticalpineapple.com, get yourself your Tactical Pineapple merch. Also, obviously, go to tacticalpineapple.com, check out the express holsters, check out the other ways you can support us there. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, financial deplatforming. What is it? What is it in general? Is basically the ability of a government or an agency to take away your ability to make or use money in any way possible. So, why is it important? Because what just happened in Canada set a very dangerous precedent. So, under Emergency Orders Act, Trudeau decided that he was going to take away the ability for anybody associated with the truckers to actually help fund the truckers. Now, it's more than that, because they also allowed the banks to freeze any accounts of anybody who did support them. So if grandma fucking donated $5 to somebody's Give, Send, Go or their GoFundMe or whatever, the banks have the authorization to freeze all of her accounts, cancel her credit cards, and fucking basically cut her off from society. Now, anybody who's familiar with China and their social scores and their social status stuff that they've been doing for years knows that this is very, very problematic. So if you don't toe the government line, you will be cut off. Social deplatforming is just another wave in cancel culture. And the reason it's extremely important that we pay attention to it is because this has been happening in the United States too, and people just don't want to admit it. Obviously, GoFundMe canceling people who are conservatives from making money on their platform, it's part of it, but it goes even further. So when it comes to gun owners and people who are purchasing firearms, there's records and receipts and transactions that are being taken place, and they're being listed and regulated, and they're keeping track of it, right? So they know who's buying firearms. They also know who's selling firearms. And it's very difficult for people who sell firearms to gain banking, essentially, right? So credit card processing, all that stuff is done through a third party. Typically, a bank has to do the work. Now, I personally know from when I ran Boog Brand that it doesn't take much to deplatform you. They literally sent me an email at 9:30 in the morning and said, we're no longer going to accept payments. And I had to find somebody else to do it. Now, I was able to find somebody else to do it, but in a situation where the government is saying, hey, don't allow this to happen, don't allow a motherfucker to make his money, it's very problematic. So I'm not going to talk too deep on this, but financial deplatforming is a major fucking problem, and we need to make sure that it doesn't come here. We need to support the truckers in Canada. We need to support the people who were basically shut out, and we need to allow everybody to understand that this is a horrible, horrible fucking situation that's going on up there. It's an unbelievable precedent, and guaranteed, if we continue to allow it to happen up there, it will come here to the United States, because frankly, that's just how these people are. Socialism is something that they really want here in the U.S., and they're going to try to get it any way fucking possible. So Trudeau is a test bed, essentially, for pretty much everything that they want here. So we got to pay attention to it. They authorized it. They allowed him to do it. I think they voted like 186 to 150 something in favor of it, which is absolutely fucking insane. So they gave unprecedented powers to these people, and they're never going to give it back, essentially. They don't like something that you say, they're going to take your money. They're going to shut your bank off. They're going to cut you off from society, and they're going to cancel you, essentially. So pay attention. Like, this shit is real. It's happening every single fucking day. Just because it's not affecting you today doesn't mean it won't affect you tomorrow. Don't be the person who literally says, well, it doesn't affect me until it does affect you, and then nobody else is around to help. So stand up as a community. Let's get this shit done. And remember, folks, if you've made it this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and always remember, carry your pistols. Brandon fucking hates them.